We started about a year and a half ago. I noticed that something could be done in Ouseburn. We're a really progressive, forward-thinking community. We've essentially eradicated single-use plastics from many of the businesses. The measures that businesses have been taking have really grown from something as simple as getting rid of plastic straws, which I think everyone talks about these days, to opt-in measures for straws, but also looking at bigger initiatives like circular economy initiatives. So I know the Ouseburn Coffee Company, they're looking at how they can make it go even further. So they've been looking at how they can reuse every item that they send out, how they can offer customers an option to send their items back, to be recycled or to be composted properly. I know they're looking into getting an anaerobic digester. So they're looking at some really progressive initiatives. We've been working with community organisations, harnessing the enthusiasm of volunteers to be doing river cleans, community cleans, and especially with the Ouseburn Trust and their regular cleanups every week. They've been doing some really good work in the area. So, between the businesses, between the organisations, we have a really good bit of partnership going on, and then with the council, it's pushed it even further and fed into their waste strategy, which is fantastic.
It's a fantastic accolade for the area. I think there's been a huge amount of work undertaken, led by Chad Mail. I think a recognition of a national organisation like Surfers Against Sewage about the endeavours and hard work about the Ouseburn community is tremendous. The council is really committed to the environmental and greening programme, and I think the work and support that we've been able to offer with the groups, with the communities, the trust, the business community, I think it shows partnerships can work, and that environment really is a priority for the city and for the city council. So this award is the first of many, I hope, and we can begin to see this growing across the whole of Newcastle.
The intention is definitely there with other areas, and I've seen it with different groups in Newcastle, from Jesmond to Sandyford to Heaton, right over to the West End. What sometimes has been lacking in those communities is a strategy, and I think what we've achieved here is we've used a strategy, we followed it through. That kind of framework can be used in other areas with ease, in my opinion. So I think we should start to see take up of it across the city soon.
Yeah, I think the strategy alongside the Waste Commission, which we initiated a couple of years ago, identified key priorities and things that were deliverable. I think the great news about today's award is that actually it shows that actions can have impact. The award is an acknowledgement of a huge amount of work of a lot of people, but it's actually also something that is very easy to do. It's the community litter picks that are taking place across the city. It's the idea that people are actually a lot more focused around recycling, about reuse, and about not throwing away so much waste. So I think, today it's Ouseburn, but tomorrow and the rest of the year we'll see this happening across all communities across Newcastle, and the council will support that work throughout.